Darlene Carroll. I'm a mom to two beautiful children, a wife, and I am a career person. I work full-time Monday through Friday at Medford Township in the zoning department, and on weekends I have a part-time job in a retail company. So I work 7 days a week. Well, I was born in Chicago, lived there maybe 8 years. Then I moved to California, graduated high school in Mission Viejo, California, and then I moved back to Chicago and spent most of my adult life there. Well, I met your father, and in Chicago. He was at a trade convention, and after a couple years of dating, I moved out here. I really miss Chicago, though. That is my home. Well, I have two sisters. I'm in the middle. I have an older sister who's a year older, and a younger sister that is 2 years younger than I am, and a mother and a father. Well, it was not a very good childhood. My sisters and I were abused, you might say. From the time I can remember being a young child, 2 years old, I remember my mother and father beating me. And one time my mother, I know this is going to sound really bizarre, but my mother threw me into a radiator, the heating radiators, and it cut my head, and she just taped my head with Scotch tape. And we were constantly beat. We were constantly made to stay in the house. We could not have any friends over. We had to be in bed by 7 p.m., and we were 17 years old. And there's just there's numerous things that they did to us. Nowadays, they probably would be in jail. Well, I remember in home economics, which I don't know if you had in high school, but I made this dress that I really liked, and my mother saw it that morning. I mean, it was just a sundress, nothing, fancy, and she tore it up in shreds just because I liked something. She just would have her fits, and she just tore it up, and I cried hysterically because that was something that I worked so hard on, and she just ruined it. And I remember, that they would go out to the store, my mother and father, and we were not allowed to do anything but sit in our rooms. And if we watched television, they would know because they would put their hand on the television to see if it was warm. And if it was warm, they would know that we watched television, and then we'd get beat again. It just wasn't a normal childhood. I mean, my mother would constantly make us look odd. She'd cut our hair where it would be like an inch high on top. She knew we'd be made fun of. We would be bullied constantly in school, and she would just, love that we were made fun of. I mean, to me, if you have children, you want to protect them and make sure that, they look nice. And maybe if you don't have enough money to buy them the latest clothes, at least you know that you're not making them look and stand out. We were so secluded as kids in the house that we didn't know what the outside world thought. It was like we were being kidnapped or something. We couldn't do anything. All we could do was clean. That's all we did.